Hi, I'm back. Well, let me talk a little about Aunt Rose and her husband, Uncle Eli, Eli Jannawi. Uh, he had a tough life. He was, what should I say? He had bad luck. He was an accountant, and for some reason he was associated with an accounting company that was headquartered in Amman, in Jordan. I think he had his own business in Damascus. For some reason, he went broke and he served some time in jail. All I remember is that when he came back, we had a big celebration. I was too little to understand what was going on, but I understood that, okay, he is back finally. Now, after his bankruptcy, he seemed to be depressed, and work-wise, he started working as accountant in our factory. And he remained there, working there, even after the factory was nationalized. So he was the only member of the family who survived the nationalization and continued to go to the factory. Yeah. Now, Aunt Rose, well, after his bankruptcy, they moved back in the family home in Bab Tuma, Daily. And they both died there, they lived the rest of their life in the family house. And so did Uncle George after them. He was the last one, the last survivor to use the house. After he passed away, I think my cousin Denis decided to sell the house to the Maronite church that was just our neighbor. We had contiguous walls. So they bought the property and they are using it as an addition to their church compound. Now, Denis is now in Montreal with his wife, Renee Chadarevian. They have a boy and a girl, and I think they are doing okay. Now, we had Uncle George did make some bad business deals. He gambled on land. He thought that the Christian brothers were going to move out of Damascus and build a new school there. And speculation was that the land around that place would go up high. So he took options on the land and he couldn't pay when the payment came due. So I think Uncle John bought those places from him, uh, and and just took a loss on them. So he was benefactor not only to the church but also to his brother. On the other hand, I think there was some friction between him and my dad, because when we sold our house to Jean 10 years after we left to Beirut, I went with my dad for the transaction. He wanted me to go with him, so I went. But for some reason, my dad would not sign the deed before he got the money. So we had to go to the bank, he got the money, and then he signed the deed. I found that a little bit strange, but between brothers, you can have some friction. I don't know what is behind it or so, but that's it. Now, in the family, you always have family problems. There is no family without problems. And in Beirut, the main point of attraction for us as we were kids was Aunt Marie, my mother's older sister, who had married to Sabbagh from Tiberiad in Palestine. He was the French consulate there, and they owned the school building in that town. So after he passed away, Marie moved to Beirut with her only child, Samira. She was very little at that time. And she rented an apartment in Sharia Abdul Wahab al-Inglisi. Samira kept that apartment for a long time, then she gave it up and gave it back to the owner of the building. Now, Samira was, the baby doll of the family. Everybody looked up to her, and I remember one year she won a beauty contest in Beirut, and I remember a very special thing. Her dress was made of jute fabric on which they had grown some wheat and flowers, or it was real, living stuff on it. It was very unusual, and that's how she won the beauty prize. Now, Marie-Reine was sent to Aunt Marie's place. She didn't go to boarding school, but she went to the nuns of Nazareth. And so did, let's say, all my cousins. Aimé went there. I don't know who else. I don't know if Andrea went there. I can't recall. And Samira was an ambitious girl. she she wouldn't follow the Oriental Middle Eastern traditions of a girl having to stay at home. So she started dealing in real estate. And she used to come and visit me when I was in Chantilly, France. And I remember she used to go to Paris with the engineer, the municipal engineer of Beirut, of the city of Beirut. I can't remember his name. They wanted to get loans from a French bank for some deals. I don't think they ever succeeded, but they kept after it. Anyways, she made some money like that, dealing in real estate and using her connections. Because when you know people, you know who, you know how, it makes things easier. Now, after she got married and after her husband became prime minister, there was a clash between them and the owners of the land across the street, across from them, their building. They wanted to take that land and make it public park. So that created a problem with the Karam family, who owned the lot and the whole top of the hillside there. That's where the hotel is built now. So that created a friction between the two families. And when Monique, Marie-Reine's daughter, became engaged to Nabil, the problem manifested itself in that they could not invite Samira and Khalil to the wedding because of the feud, family feud between them and her in-laws. And that feud didn't recede. They divided the family for a long time until Samira passed away. And that was one of the sad situations. So Marie-Reine complained about my mother, saying that she gave more importance to Samira than to her. Now, in some way, she is right. She is one of those who admired Samira no matter what she did. And it doesn't mean that she neglected Marie-Reine. I don't know. I never felt that. But that's how Marie-Reine felt. Now, those things happen. Okay. All right. This is some of the, let's say, not so good memories that I have. Sorry to remind you of that, but that's it. Okay, take care. More next time.